And with that, we bring in CBS Sports MLB writer Matt Snyder for more on this historic night for Kyle Schwarber in the Phillies. Matt, we know that Kyle Schwarber can hit the long ball, so we're not surprised about that. But take me through your thoughts watching Schwarber make history, just connecting on each pitch after each pitch to make this feat.
It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? I just love seeing that violent swing from the left-handed side of the plate. It's so aesthetically pleasing, but also, like I said, so violent, too. I couldn't help but go back to, I spoke with Schwarber at the All-Star game, and I said, do you consider yourself a slugger? And he paused for a second. He's like, that's actually a great question, because I don't want to be somebody who everybody thinks he is only good at hitting home runs and he can't do anything else, because I'd like to be able to be a situational hitter where if I get the pitch and the situation calls for it, to get a single the other way, something like that. But he's like, but then again, it's the best thing that you can do when you're batting, and it's a thing I'm best at, so I don't want to push it away either. And that was what I kind of thought about that throughout the night, and watching him take those swings. I was like, he is a more complete player than just a home run hitter. He's very good at working counts. He has a very good eye at the plate. He takes a lot of walks. He's very good at driving home runs. But yeah, he's a born home run hitter, and it was on display here. And honestly, I know it's really, really hard to hit 5 in a game, but I was kind of surprised he didn't hit a 5th home run, because it made me go back to the All-Star game when the swing off at the end, when you're getting 3 pitches, and he hit 3 home runs in a row, and everybody else would like hit 1 or 2, and then hit and miss on a couple pitches, and he didn't miss. He hit all 3 of his. With a position player in pitching there, I thought, dude, this is batting practice for him. He's definitely going to hit a home run. So that was my biggest surprise of the night, was that he did not hit that 5th, given that it was a position player.
Right, when I saw that and he connected, I was like, oh, it's going to be another home run. Yeah. And then, of course, it wasn't. It was like the position where you think he's going to do it, yes, he doesn't do it, but everything else, he's picture perfect. Now, when you look at Kyle Schwarber, right, we talked about how he was 0 for 20 in his last at-bats coming into this game. How big is this for his just confidence, especially after what happened against the Mets? Yeah,
I mean, he does this. He goes through ebbs and flows during the course of the season. He's an up and down guy. He gets really, really hot, then he gets really cold. I think that he's done it enough times in his career, and he has that mindset that he knows, hey, I'm going to bounce back. I'm going to bounce back. And it's one of those things, I think, that once he gets one good swing, that first home run, then you get that internal feeling, as you said, that confidence, like, okay, now I'm back. Now I'm rolling. And you see what the result of that is. It just snowballs. So, yeah, I don't think he ever gets too low, but surely when he hits that first home run, it's just as much of a relief as anything else. And then you get what we have tonight, where he ends up with 4 bombs. He might go on a heater the next week. And I got to say, now that he's up to 49, it's only August 28th. We've got another month left in the season. I can't help but think about 60 a little bit, because that's only 11 more.
It is. It's only 11 more. And if he hits 4 home runs, right, another game, he's going to be breaking down that record that Ryan Howard set. So very good news for the Phillies and Kyle Schwarber. But let's just go big picture here, Matt. When you think about how this is the first time ever in MLB history we've had 3 players with a 4-homer game, does that surprise you at all?
A little bit in terms of the sequencing and having all 3 in the same season, but I do think that there's something to the way the game is played today. And we're talking about the defense being better than ever. Defensive players in the infield have better arms than they've ever had before, so they can play farther back. So they cut down on base hits, on ground balls, for example. Pitchers throw harder than ever, so it's harder for players to, let's say, be a batsmith, a true batsmith, like a Tony Gwynn or a Rod Carew, where it seems like they can put the ball wherever they want. Luis Ariz would be the modern example of that. It's so much harder to do it now because pitchers throw so much harder, and you have all those bullpen guys seemingly coming off an assembly line throwing 100, so you're not getting what you would have gotten back in like the 1920s and 30s, where these starting pitchers throw a complete game almost every game. So by the time you get them a 4th or 5th time through the order, they're tired down by now. That is to say, it is so much harder to string together a bunch of hits that the mindset of most teams is go up there trying to hit a home run almost every time. And there are a lot of players who do that. I remember when I talked to Jose Bautista at the All-Star game about a decade ago, and he said, yeah, I try to hit a home run every single time. I talked to Joey Gallo at an All-Star game, and he said, oh, I try to hit a home run every single time. So there are players who try to do that now. I have to think there's something with all of those things I talked about kind of come together, a confluence of events to kind of create more opportunities for 4 home run games. I still think they're going to be incredibly rare, but maybe a lot more common than they were, let's say, 40 or 50 years ago.
Very well said, and we cannot take the greatest of Kyle Schwarber for granted on this night. 4 home runs, an incredible feat for that man. Matt Snyder, we always appreciate the insight, man. So Schwarber becomes the first Phillies player since Mike Schmidt in 1976 to hit 4 home runs in a game overall. It's happened 4 times in Phillies history, the most of any team.